election update I'll provide it. We met as, so for those that may not know, the election committee is comprised of those candidates that are not up for re-election on the council here. So we got together, today was the deadline for signatures, and while 7 were submitted, some of those weren't properly done, so 6 are only accepted as candidates. Those are in this order that was taken at random. Carmine Guarino, Sean Hennessey, Natale, Ashley McCarthy, Tania Green, and Damian DiPaola. So with that said, if we could, in that order perhaps, just ask the candidates up for a few minutes of time while you run around and get.
Good evening, my name is Carmine Guarino, a lifelong resident of the North End, born and raised in this neighborhood. I was born in Natale Street, currently live on Thatcher Street. And probably the first 18 years of my life I spent on this block here. I went to St. Anthony's School, Christopher Columbus High School, and my first job in banking years ago was at the Home Savings Bank, which is where the Central Bank is right now. So my entire life was in the North End, and I spent a career of 33 years in banking. Most recently, I ran the entire branch network for Greater Boston for Citizens Bank, retail and business banking. My heart's in the North End. In 2004, I always like to share the story. I had an opportunity to move with Citizens Bank to the Midwest, to Chicago, and I accepted the opportunity because I wanted to do something different outside my comfort zone. So I said yes on a Friday. Monday morning, I called the CEO back and said, I can't move to Chicago. My heart is with my community. It's in the North End. And then, as much as we've seen a lot of changes in this neighborhood, a lot of great changes, some good changes, I also want to make sure that going forward, we continue to make sure that we welcome new people to the neighborhood, because I like that, it's interesting, but we also want to make sure that we continue with our customs, our traditions from the past. So with that said, I think we have a great neighborhood, and I appreciate your support.
And as I said earlier, Sean couldn't be here, but he asked that I just relay a couple words on his behalf. It has been both an honor and a privilege to represent you over these past 2 years. In that time, I've brought to the table all my energies and desires for a better neighborhood. I've served on the Public Safety Committee, I've never missed a vote, recused myself when appropriate, and have always asked questions on all the proposals that have come before the council. I tried to balance the need for progress with the desire for tradition. When voting, I always ask myself what's in the best interest of the neighborhood and what makes sense. I first lived in the North End for nearly 11 years as a single person, and after a stint in New York City, moved back here with my wife and 2 children. The North End is our home, a place where our kids go to school, where we go to church, where we've established roots, and where we plan on staying for years. So it's been special serving this neighborhood, and I'd like to continue doing so. If you will support me again, I would like to continue doing so if you will support me again. Thank you, Sean Hennessey. Tina?
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natale, and I'm a lifelong resident of the North End. I am the oldest of 3. I have 2 younger brothers, Giancarlo and Luigi Natale. My husband, Derek, is with the Boston Police, and we currently reside on Salem Street. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a graduate of Suffolk University. I am the executive assistant to the president at the TD Garden. I am also a real estate agent at RE/MAX here in the North End. I currently serve on a mayor's appointed council called SPARK, and formerly known as 1 and 3. And SPARK focuses on engaging millennials in civic government. I also am a new member of the board of directors for the North End Music and Performing Arts Center, commonly known as NEWNC. And I'm also a Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce Future Leaders Program alum. With that said, I'm very passionate about being involved in my community. But more importantly, I love this city, and I'm so proud to call this neighborhood home. And to have the opportunity to sit on this council and make a greater impact for not only the current residents, but also future residents would be an honor. So I would hope that you would consider voting for me on the 20th. Thank you, everyone.
Good to see Ashley, so we'll go number 5 on the ballot, Tania.
Hi everyone, I'm Tania Green. My last name's Irish, but I'm mostly Italian, and I make a mean meatball. I've also lived here for 6 years, And most importantly, as you said, my heart's with the North End. I'm so humbled and honored that this community welcomed me in. I love walking outside my door and seeing people who have been here for 50 years, 60 years, and people are coming in. My heart is with the North End. I would appreciate your vote. I love this community, and I want to see everyone here succeed and bring the best opportunities here, so that's very important to me. And that's why I'm here tonight. So humbled to talk in front of all of you, and I hope that you would support me on May 20th. Thank you.
Number 6, Damian.
Hi, I'm Damian DiPaola. Been a part of this community on and off for a very long time. I'm a resident. I own a couple of restaurants. The reason I want to get on this committee, I have a couple of reasons, which are, like Mr. Guarino said, to preserve the culture of this neighborhood, preserve things like the feasts, traditions, you know, maybe also try to keep the community the way it is, you know, interactive, people knowing each other, you know, not letting some of these bigger companies and chains come into the neighborhood, trying to maybe slow that down, stop them, and, you know, also to keep people in check as far as their garbage, as far as people that come into this community to make money in business but who don't contribute anything. You know, I'd like to help facilitate that and, you know, make new business owners a little more responsible when they do come into this neighborhood, as far as their trash removal, as far as respecting their neighbors, and as far as keeping within the things that we love about our community, the reasons people move into the community. They like the tradition, they like the Italianness of it, the sense of family, and I'd like to help tie in business and residents. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for all the candidates. Please come back here on Saturday, May 20th, 10 to 2 to place a vote for any or all of the above.
So you're running an election for 6 seats with 6 candidates. But why would you run an election when you can, as the board, vote up one check on the ballot and everybody's elected?
Well, you don't have to vote for 6 candidates. You can vote for one.
But
up
6
to
of them are going to get elected.
Yes.
So it makes no difference who votes for who.
Well, our state representative, Aaron Michaelowicz, has been unopposed in some recent elections, but he's still one of our representatives because we vote for him.
You're not answering my question. You're being evasive. Why are you holding an election for 6 seats with only 6 candidates?
Well, according to our bylaws, that's what they are. So we have to go forward and do it. You know, if people don't want to vote, then if no one votes for a candidate, then they're still not going to get on as the top vote getters. We can't just go back.
Vote getters.
We can't.
6 for 6.
You don't have
top
to.
Vote getters doesn't mean anything.
You don't have to vote for 6 candidates.
What has that got to do with all 6 candidates getting in?
How can they all get in if one person doesn't get a vote, doesn't show up, or
One
otherwise
vote.
disqualified? So you think I should change the bylaws?
One vote gets somebody in.
I'm just telling you that's how it works.
Well, I'm saying, why don't you think about not running the thing and just having to check it off, the board votes for the ballot?
Perhaps that's something to consider after we get an election and look at our new candidates for the new bylaws. But as according to our bylaws, you can't just willy-nilly choose to follow them or not follow them just because in this instance we only have 6. I mean, that's
What rules do you go under? Robert Rules of Order?
when our bylaws do not come into play, which in this case that wouldn't even matter. Yes, Robert's Rules of Order are.
Robert's Rules of Order says you don't have to have an election.
When our bylaws do not come into effect, Robert's Rules of Order apply. However, in this instance, our bylaws specifically give election requirements that we're just following. As I said, it doesn't make sense to now, it being 2 weeks before the election, to rewrite our bylaws just because of this instance. However, if we meet as a council after, which we will and have to, perhaps it's time to say in those instances where there are only 6 candidates or something of the like, but I can't just change it now.
It's kind of stupid to ask people to come out and vote. Their vote means nothing.
Their vote gets the 6 people on, and like I said, it's
No, it
too
doesn't.
late to.
There will need one vote to get on your board.
The top 6 vote getters, up to the top 6.
Yeah, well, there's only 6.
No, I know what you're saying, but I don't understand. If you want me to change the bylaws, just today. Well, anyway, please come out and vote despite all that. The election, I'm sure, will still get support from your candidates if you come and show them support by voting for them. It's May 20th from 10 to 2 on Saturday, and our next council meeting is June 12th at 7 o'clock. Thank you.